Guys, have you ever had an argument with somebody, or you ask somebody something and they immediately switch to the defensive mode? Like, frustrating, right? Hi guys, hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching this video and so many others that are about to come. So let me thank you so much in advance. Thank you so much, and I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing great on whatever that you're setting out to do in your life. How is the quarantine? I hope that it is keeping you grounded and teaching you so many other things, because I really do believe that we have so much to learn from this whole lockdown thing. Yeah, it's a terrible thing that's happening, but let us look on the positive side and learn a few things here and there about life and staying grounded and spending time with our families. It's really, it's tough, but we have nothing to do about it. But I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing great. Thank you so much once again for being in this channel. Please subscribe, please. Yes guys, let's get into the talk as usual. Welcome to Itongo Talks, and let's get into the talk. Today I want us to talk about defensiveness. I have had the luck, or the bad luck, whatever it is, to encounter people who are very extremely defensive. Now, I'm not saying that I am not defensive. Yes, I can get defensive sometimes, once in a while. That is inborn. It is a natural kind of thing. It is a natural reaction of human beings to criticisms, to confrontations. It's just that natural. It's inborn. If you want to know that it's actually inborn and natural a little bit, you look at kids. She does something or he does something, and you're like, "Yo, why did you do that?" And they're like, "Mommy, no, this and that." They'll always find some reason to put right there and to be defensive. They immediately go into the defensive mode. And these are kids, it's a little babies. Their souls are still pure. Their hearts haven't been broken like some of yours and mine too. They haven't met really bad people. They haven't seen bad bosses. They have not met horrible human beings. They haven't dealt with co-waves and side dishes and all that kind of crap. They haven't seen that. You know what I mean? So, but still they're defensive. So it's natural for us to be defensive. It's an inborn kind of thing. But I must say that when it happens to your child, if you remember very well, when we're growing up, and you do something and then they tell you about it, and then you get into the defensive mode, your parents would quickly correct you. They would quickly tell you that that's not right, that you need to learn to accept the mistakes that you have done. You need to learn to be accountable, and own your shit. I know they didn't say own your shit, but that's what they literally meant. You have to own your stuff. You have to own the things that you have done. You have to own your mistakes, and then be able to work through those mistakes. Now, let's talk about why we need to really drop this, and why it's very important for parents. Those of you who have children already, you need to learn. You need to put this one in them. You need to really work on it and tell and teach kids that it's not good to be defensive, because it's really horrible. There's so many things that you will get to miss out. There's so many things, negative effects that it will bring on you than positive ones. And to be very honest, which one is the positive one? Just being able to get yourself out of a mess, or out of the situation for just 1 or 2 minutes, and then because you haven't accepted, then you'll find yourself in the same situation again. So it really doesn't have that much of a positive effect. It doesn't have it, and that's why we need to work on it. What is being defensive, first and foremost? I can't believe that I'm just defining it. To me, being defensive is always finding a reason to blame for whatever you have done, for any mistakes that you have done, for the wrongs that you have done, finding something to blame or finding a reason for doing whatever you are doing. And I'm not saying there is no always a reason. There is always a reason. Of course, we do things sometimes because of different reasons, whatever it is. Even just being a douche is a reason. You know what I mean? So there's always a reason. But being defensive means that you never really accept that this is what I did and it's me that I did that did it, and so it's my responsibility, it's my mistake, it's my shit. So that is my definition of being defensive. Now, defensiveness will help you a little bit sometimes, to get out of trouble here and there. Once in a while, if you get in trouble with the police, if you get in trouble with whatever, you can always find a way of getting out of it by being defensive. You do it. But you see, what happens is that you might get out of trouble that time, but you won't be able to get out of trouble all the time just because of being defensive. So that is why I believe that we all need to work on that. We need to work on being defensive in one way or the other. Now, parents have done a good job. For some of us, I am not a defensive person, I know that for sure. For some of us, we have been able to, grow in the path that our parents directed us into. Some people just started to deviate from whatever their parents told them, and those are the guys and the girls that are very defensive 24/7. Now let's look at one of a few dangers or disadvantages, the horrible bad effects of being defensive, and that's when you will understand that you need to drop it as soon as possible. You won't be able to accept a mistake. You won't be able to rectify a mistake. Reason being, you are defensive. You've done something wrong and you have been told you have done something wrong, and because you are extremely defensive, you are the kind of person who wants to be perfect, Mr. or Miss Perfect or Mrs. Perfect, whatever it is, Mr. Perfect. You don't do wrong. If you do something that is wrong, then there is a reason, a very valid reason. Always validating and justifying your things, your mistakes. That is being defensive. And if you are that kind of person, you are most likely, you see, that thing that you're being defensive about, you're most likely to repeat it. You know why? Because you have not acknowledged and accepted that you are to blame for whatever that you have done. And because you have not accepted and acknowledged, you will not be able to work on that mistake. You will not be able to work on yourself and say, okay, this is me, I need to work on this. You will repeat. The possibility of you repeating that mistake is there. For example, you are on the road, you are overspeeding or you're drinking and driving, whatever it is, and the police stops you and you get defensive. You're like, no, you know what, I was running, I was on a rush, I was doing this and that, blah 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 blah, and then for some reason you get out of trouble. You see, if you don't get to, because you have not paid the price for whatever you have done, it is like the possibility of you doing it again, of you overdriving again, because you're used to getting away with it and working yourself out of it, defending yourself out of it. You will repeat it over and over again, and you, my darling, that won't be everyday kind of thing. The days of a thief are 40. My darling, the 40th day is gonna come. And you know what? You will get in trouble and you pay heavily for it. And so it is very important for us not to be defensive. Like, just think about it. Just be relaxed and be like, okay, you do something wrong and then all of a sudden you just don't want to accept it. You just don't want to accept it. You just don't think that you can do it. But honey, you've done it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if there is a reason. You did it. definitely you're not going to be able to work on yourself. Therefore, as a person, you won't be able to grow, as a person. Like, you won't be able to grow spiritually, emotionally, whatever. You won't be able to grow because you just can't accept whatever you've done, and that because of that you can't work on it. Two, you will get in trouble in your relationships. It will frustrate your relationships, whether you want to accept it or not, whether it is a romantic relationship, whether it is with your boss, whether it is with your workmate, whether it is with your colleagues, whether it is with your friends, your best friend, whatever, whoever. All those kinds of relationships will be frustrated because you, my darling, you do not accept that you have done a mistake. And you know why? That's very, very frustrating for people. Somebody goes out there and does something. You're in a team. For example, at work, you're in a team. You have a task to accomplish, and each one of you people, you have what you're supposed to contribute, and somebody doesn't work on theirs, and you know what, they're gonna find somebody to blame in the team. It's just so frustrating. So your relationships are going to be frustrated, whether you want to accept it or not. You go around and cheat on somebody, and then you come back and you're like, I'm talking about romantic ones now. You come back and you're like, yeah, you know what? You're the reason. Yeah, some people have the nerve to even blame the offenders. They have the nerve to blame the offended. The offended. They have the nerve to blame the person they have offended for their mistakes. And that's really, really, oh God, that just puts me off. In fact, if you want me to stop being your friend or your girlfriend, or if you just want me to dislike you a little bit, pull your shit on me. Pull your shit. Oh God, that's so frustrating. And I'm telling you, it's going to frustrate your relationships. It's going to frustrate everything. And people are just going to not want to be around you in one way or the other because you're just always blaming something. Another thing, it will stop you from being apologetic. You can't, if you have not accepted that you have wronged somebody, or if you're not accepting that you are responsible for whatever wrong it is that you have done to somebody, that you did it, you yourself, no matter what the reason it is, at the end of the day, the person who did the act is you. If you don't accept that, there's no way you can actually say sorry. There's no way you can be an apologetic person. There's no way you will ask forgiveness. There is no way you will say, you know what, I messed up, I'm sorry. You won't do it because you know why? You don't think you did it. You don't think you're responsible for it, and you don't think that you think that people should be able to see that no, this is not you. This is not you. You're so entitled to people's understanding you. You understand? When you're that kind of person, you won't be able to apologize for anything in your life. I am telling you, because that's just who you are. You think you're perfect. You don't do things unless there is a reason to do them, and so you won't be able to say I'm sorry. And furthermore, frustrating your relationships. Being defensive is the worst thing that can ever happen to you. Being that kind of person, and encountering a person who is defensive is the worst thing that can happen to you as well. I don't like them. I don't. And the moment you're that kind of person, I just find a way of getting you out of my life. It's just as simple as that. You understand? So, guys, I really believe that we need to understand that sometimes we do things, and even if something has pushed us to it, at the end of the day, we had a part to play in these things. We had a part to play in our mistakes, and that part is very important for us to recognize and rectify, so that we do not repeat the mistake. We do not repeat the bad things that we have done. You understand? And so that we can be able to keep our people, we can be able to say I'm sorry, we can be able to keep our relationships and grow as people. Okay, so you guys, that's it for today. I just hope that you guys understand this, and I hope that you watch till the end. And guys, please give me a subscribe to this channel. Please give me a like, comment below, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.